Yo, what's rippity crip ship ripping day people into webs? It's that guy. It's knotlocks, and today I'm definitely doing another dreadlock review. Dreadlocks all the time on this channel. It's your favorite place for that daily dreadlock content. So make sure you stay tuned, stay subscribed, because today we're definitely talking about Joe Mersa Marley, also known as Joseph Marley. Probably the Marley you've never heard of. You didn't even know he existed. I never knew he existed. Let's see what kind of locks he's got, shall we? So getting into this dreadlock review here, we're looking at Joe Mersa Marley. Right. Joe Mersa Marley is Stephen Marley's son, and if you haven't seen the Stephen Marley ragamuffin dreadlock review I did in this channel, there's a description and a link below. Make sure you check that one out. His parents are Stephen Marley, grandparents Bob Marley and Rita Marley. It doesn't say who his mother is, but he has cousins that are Marleys, such as Nico, Soleil Louise Marley, John Nesta Marley, and more. Not much information on him here, to be honest. He's probably one of the younger of the Marleys. Popular songs being Rockin' Swing, Bogus, All to Me, Bad So. His uncle is Damian Marley, Julian Marley, Ziggy Marley, Kimani Marley, Rohan Marley, and Robert Marley. Bob. So these are all his uncles. So this is the nephew of the Marley legends here. Not much to look at in terms of information for him. But I do have some pictures that we can look at. And he is on Instagram here as Joe Mersa Marley. So we'll take a look at his Instagram right after we get into these pictures I've collected of his lock review. Getting right into it here. Joe Mersa Marley. Obviously he looks mixed. He's very light skin, and his locks caught my eye mainly because of his hair texture. His hair texture is very mulatto-ish. It's very mixed. Not the most tightly knitted curls in the game, and very similar to what my hair texture is like, which is why I always thought that my hair wouldn't lock naturally on its own. Here he is rocking the fro, and to my knowledge he would have a pretty dope dread fro if he had taken the freeform route with his locks. Unfortunately, he did decide, not that it's unfortunately, but he did decide to go with the twists on his locks. Although that was later. You can see that he's twisted it later in the game, but I mean at this point here it kind of looks like he was letting his fro freeform a bit, because the way his curls are just kind of looping and locking, it is a sign that he might have let them started to freeform a bit. But as you see, when they go, they're starting to form more and more. But it's not until his locks get longer that you start to notice the retwist that was happening in the locks. And these pictures here don't really justify how well his hair was locking at the beginning stages. If anything, it shows you that it's going to be more difficult with this type of hair set to lock at the very start. This picture here, you can see that the tail of his dread is not locked at all. Not locked. And basically, the reason for this is because the tips are usually the last part to lock. It looks like up here has been crocheted or twisted of some sort. It looks like this is where the maintenance kind of started coming into play. And then we can see on a picture here his locks are definitely a lot more matured. thicker, a lot of frizzy hairs on the top, so you know he's not like crochet hooking to get those frizzinesses in, which is a good thing. You want to just kind of keep it natural for the most part. Here again we can see the frizziness on the top of his locks, very blunted tips on the bottom. This could have been work of crochet, but it also could just been the way his locks have formed over the years. I'm not a huge fan on the parting he has on the top. He has like one big lock here, another big lock here, leaving a gap in the middle of his locks right here, like a really awkward part. I'm not a huge fan of. I'm keen on having nice parting, especially on the forehead of your locks. It's the most important part to get good parting. And here's another picture of his locks with the blunted tips on the bottom. I think his locks are twisted is when you go back here to his Instagram page. Like for instance here, his locks are actually quite thick. This is like a perfect thickness of locks. He's probably got about 50 on his head or so. I just wish his Instagram page would come up. Like I did see some pictures where his locks were like tight to his scalp, meaning that he did some retwisting to it. But for the most part now it just seems that he's letting it grow pretty natural. Yeah, a lot of frizziness going on. So he's just embracing his crown at this moment. And I really wish I could find the picture of him retwisting that I saw. It might not be in this video here. But let me try and get his Instagram back up really quick. Alright, this is what I've been looking for. Thank goodness. Of course he's into the weed, herbery. Give thanks and praise to the herbs, man. Just browsing really quick to see if I notice anything here. But I bet you've never heard of Joe Mersa, so check out his music. He actually has a really cool flow that sets him apart from the other Marleys in his family. He has more of a lyrical, a quicker paced rap to his reggae.
Before me do damage, me pay homage to the creator. Jah love greater than the greater. Take them makeup in the baker. Trouble the world and never return. Me pulling up every theater.
Opposed to the other artists like Julian and whatnot. This is a throwback. And look at the bottom of his locks here. They're like not blunted at this point. They're just curling and puffy, you know, similar to how I have like some of mine. When you first start them off, the ends curl and puff up. But yeah, I think this is it. I don't know, to me in this picture it looks like there's a retwist going kind of right here. It wouldn't surprise me if he does retwist a little bit. And he's got the lightest set of locks out of all the Marleys as well so far that I've seen. Interesting take on things, Joe Mersa. But yeah, anyways, hope you guys like this video. I'm gonna end it right here. Make sure you guys stay tuned, stay subscribed. That's the only way you're gonna get this dreadlock content. I'll see you guys next time. In the meantime, stay happy, stay nappy. You know who it is. It's that guy, Knotlocks. I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Peace.